like this in these terms, but can you compare just sort of the focus that you sense from the guys around you in this camp versus the last game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always focused, but I mean, you can definitely feel the intensity of practice. Offensive and defensive sides of the ball are competing every single rep. We understand that we didn't end the season how we wanted to last year, so we have to find a way to get better so that we can find a way to end it how we would like this year.
What has to happen on Saturday for you to get through the night and feel like, okay, I got what I wanted out of this game?
Yeah, I think just going out there and executing in and out of the huddle, making the right calls, getting the ball to my hand, making some plays happen. And then you would always like to score, but at the end of the day, I think if we're the communication, the procedures of in and out of the huddle with so many new guys, especially on that offensive line, I think that would be a win for me just throughout this first game.
I know you've developed chemistry with all the receivers, but is it more comfortable for you to have the same guys in kind of play in and play out, or the way that, obviously I'm talking about the fact that Sammy's gone, there seems to be a combination of guys filling that role. Is that something that you're just as comfortable with, or would you like to kind of see one guy take that?
Yeah, I think the fact that those guys have been around for a while helps out a ton. A lot of the guys that are kind of in that role that Sammy was playing last year have been guys that have kind of been in and out of the lineup or the starting rotation for the last couple of years. So having guys like Pringle, D-Rob, McCole, Kemp, Dieter, all those guys in there making those plays and kind of trying to fill that void the best they can. It's something that I have a comfort with of them being in there and running the routes the way that I want them ran.
Are you trying to be more disciplined and footwork and work in the pocket through all these practices, or is there less that you want to scramble maybe in years past just to get a better feel for how the pocket is operating around you?
Yeah, and just communicating with that offensive line, like how they protect. Orlando's great about it, talking about different things that he's trying and seeing how I like them. We're trying to build that relationship, build that kind of comfort with them. And then for me, I always try to stay within the pocket, especially during training camp. I always feel like I can scramble and that stuff can happen. We work on it, but I mean, it can happen throughout the game. But let's work within the pocket, go through the reads, and see how the play's working.
And that's something I'm assuming you want to translate to Saturday as well.
Yeah, for sure. Especially going against a defense like we're going to be going up against. The 49ers have a great defense. A lot of great pass rushers, a lot of great guys that are still from that Super Bowl team. So it'll be a great challenge for us, and we're excited to go out there and play against a defense of that caliber.
Patrick, Orlando was saying the other day he's working on some things like you mentioned that you like, that you want him to do things a certain way. Is there a breaking-in period for a quarterback and a left tackle like there maybe is for you and a receiver?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is trying to find which each guy is comfortable with. Definitely with that left tackle position, a lot of times you're on an island out there. You're going up against usually the defense's best pass rusher. And for him, he's trying different stuff, seeing how I like it. We communicate. You can see us communicating on the sideline. And we try to find that right spot so that when we go into the season, we're ready to roll.
Patrick, Coach had mentioned that you guys want to try to involve Clive a bit more in the passing game this year. What have you seen from him so far in what is a little bit of a boosted workload?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look back at last season and see how he was coming on strong right before he got that injury, I mean, I think you're seeing that. You're seeing that he's gotten comfortable within the offense. He understands how to get himself open. And I think, like you said, if you look back at the end of last year, right before he got injured, he was really coming into his own, and I think you'll see that from the beginning this year.
Anything you're seeing from Tyron where you can tell this is what he's trying to do to get better this year, and just what's that process like watching another leader on the opposite side of the ball?
Yeah, it's great to be able to go up against Tyron because he's going to give you every single look possible. I think that's the best thing. He's going to try to extend and kind of how like you hear about quarterbacks trying to push it and try to get it in these tight windows. He'll try to bluff a blitz and then get back into coverage and be in the right coverage at the right time, or he'll try to hit a blitz from a deep coverage and really not show the quarterback. And so for me, it helps me out a ton because he kind of puts me on my toes. He makes sure that I'm ready for all types of different things. And I mean, he's truly a special talent that does a lot of great things on the football field.
Powell and Gray, the two youngsters, what are you seeing from them, and how's your comfort with them?
Yeah, they're coming along strong. I mean, it's hard when you come into this offense, learning all the different things of how we do things, how we run routes, and the repetition and the workload that you get in this offense playing those positions. But I think you see that every single day they're getting better, and they'll be vital parts of this team coming out throughout the season. So I'm excited for their growth.
Do you process, like when you draw back, do you know, hey,
it works so fast in your mind that this is a young guy, I got to guard against this as opposed to a veteran a little bit, or no, is it just it's too fast and things like that?
I treat them just like anyone else. I think I go through my reads. I try to make the throws at the right areas at the right time. And we try to build that chemistry and be on that same page. And I think the best part about training camp is Coach Reed challenges us to do that. And then if I throw a ball and we're barely off and it's incomplete or whatever it is, I go talk to those guys and tell them exactly how I want it ran and how Coach Reed wants it ran, and they get it done the next time. That's all you can ask for a young guy.
Conversations that you mentioned with Orlando, I wonder if you could go a little bit more in depth with that, because obviously a much different quarterback than the one he was blocking for last year. Can you give us an example of maybe like a player or conversation you might have had about that?
Yeah, without trying to give away too many secrets, it's just different type of sets, different type of ways he's trying to wash guys down or around the edge or whatever it is. And he just tries to see where I'm comfortable at. I mean, he's played with great quarterbacks, with Lamar and Baker. I mean, he's played with great quarterbacks in his lifetime, and we're all a little bit different. He's trying to get a good feel. If he'll try something one day, and he'll ask you how I liked it, and I'll tell him the truth, and he wants to hear that so that he can know how I'm feeling throughout the game.
You guys have talked about being better in the red zone this year, and you did a lot of work there. How do you feel like it's going, and how do you feel like that you guys are different in the red zone than you were last year?
Yeah, I think we got better and better at the red zone as the end of the season last year. We really capitalized on that in the playoffs and at the end of the season against those really good football teams. And we're just going to continue that. We're trying out different plays. We're trying out different movements to put our best guys in the best position possible. And then when other guys have to make plays, we'll lean on those guys to make plays.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.